Hey everybody, Dr. T here. This one I want to focus on kind of an intro how-to guide to stay lean and how to get started on carnivore slash keto and things that I've learned from my experience doing it. Like I said, I don't know if you watched my intro video. I have been doing hardcore carnivore for pretty much exactly 1 year now. And prior to that, I lived what I thought to be a healthy lifestyle. Like I said, I didn't eat fast food. I'm not a drinker, never have been. I can count on one hand the times that I've been to a fast food restaurant, probably in the last 20 years. Not to say I don't like sweets like everybody. I like some sweets and pizza and things like that. So, but I led the kind of typical gym bro life. If you've been around those circles, you know what I'm talking about. You lift hard and you eat lots of protein, you eat lots of rice, you eat lots of potatoes, sweet potatoes, and then every weekend you have a cheat meal or several cheat meals, which typically turns into a cheat weekend by some accident, and then you're kind of back on the hamster wheel of semi-healthy-ish eating for the rest of the week, and you kind of do that. That's what I did most of my life, and then like I said, I kind of experimented. I did one full year as a vegetarian. That was a total nightmare, train wreck, lost lots of strength, size, felt like garbage. Anyway, fast forward to my time doing carnivore and keto before that and what I've learned. Like I said in that video earlier, I've dieted a lot for bodybuilding competitions, and typically the way I did that was carnivore. I just went pure protein, a little bit of fat, and it works like absolute magic. It's literally like you waved a magic wand and the fat just falls off. How crazy it works. And like I said, I'm 50 years old. I'll be 51 actually in a couple months, and I don't do anything special. I just eat my diet. There's really nothing that tricky about it, but I'll tell you some of the pitfalls. One is just pure mental discipline, right? Like anything, it's hard to get started, but then once you start it, it's not that bad. It's just like anything, getting used to it. I dove in full bore, and I went full carnivore, very strict carnivore for about 4 to 5 months. I want to say before I ever even had a cheat meal. I mean, nothing. Not a single cheat meal, nothing at all. It was pretty much meat. I'm not hardcore carnivore like some of the folks out there, like Dr. Anthony Chaffee. He's a great resource, but he is extremely hardcore. I do protein shakes. I mix them typically with water, sometimes some coconut milk or some heavy cream. Just because I feel like I need the extra protein from all the lifting, and I actually like the taste, and it kind of tastes somewhat sweetish, and it makes you feel like you're having a treat. So I do those. But other than that, I stayed really hardcore, and then I kind of started, probably shouldn't have been, I started experimenting with some cheat meals here and there. Like I got to about every once a month, just to feel like a normal human being. I was going out to dinner and having sushi and maybe a cheat meal, some ice cream, something like that. It didn't seem like it affected me too much, but then what happened probably a couple months ago, like everybody, I started, I guess, getting tired of it, and I started cheating more often. So probably about every 2 or 3 weeks I was having a cheat meal, which sometimes turned into a cheat day or two even. And I noticed I did put some body fat on, and I reined that back in, and now I'm back to hardcore carnivore. And like I said, nothing real complicated about that. The pitfalls, I will tell you, what people do is, one, like I said, they cheat way too often, and they have things in their diet that they don't think are hurting them, but they actually are. Typically, you see this in keto more so than carnivore. One of the things that I did, I'll just tell you some of the dumb things that I did to try to avoid, was when I first started on keto and carnivore, I would try to, you read lots of conflicting information out there in the research and people that are doing both diets. Some people do really high fat, lower protein. For me, that doesn't work at all. One, it makes me sick to my stomach when I eat a lot of fat. I tried to supplement flaxseed oil. I was doing tablespoons of flaxseed oil in the morning. I don't like the taste. I don't like what it did for me and didn't sit well in my stomach. I tried MCT oil. I tried coconut oil. Coconut oil is a total disaster. It'll wreck your stomach for most people. Some people can tolerate it, but I don't like it. I tried the butter, you know, that was a big thing for a while. The bulletproof coffee, stupid idea, butter and coconut oil in your coffee. I was doing all this because I had the mindset that you needed to have a certain amount of fat for the day to be in proper ketosis. So now what I do is I learn, this is the simplest version I can tell you, and it works like magic. I don't count anything. I don't count fat. I don't count protein. I don't worry about carbs because I don't get them. So some days I have high fat days, like some days I have bacon. A lot of people on strict carnivore aren't really big fans of bacon. Some nights I have 5 eggs and some bacon for dinner. And those are high fat days because bacon is loaded with fat. I don't worry about it. Some days I have fish. Some days I'll have some shrimp, some salmon for dinner. Those days are really low in fat. So I literally don't worry about it. I don't count it. I don't try to supplement flaxseed oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, none of that garbage. I don't put butter in my coffee. I'm not eating sticks of butter. I know there's people online that are carnivore and they eat sticks of butter every day. And maybe that works for them. For me, it doesn't work. One, I found that I stay leaner when my fat is lower. So, like I said, I don't get wrapped around the axle of trying to count fat grams, and I wouldn't recommend that you do it because one, it's just a pain, it's not practical, and it really doesn't matter that much, I found, in the big scheme of things. If you keep them moderate to low, I feel the best physically, and I stay leanest. And protein, I don't worry about it other than I kind of keep a running tally. It's always going to be high because that's what you're eating. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not hungry. Lunch, if I have lunch, it's a shake, a protein shake, like I said. Then I lift typically around 3 or do cardio, something like that. Have another shake after that, and then I have a dinner, which is always meat or eggs, fish, something like that. So my protein is always 250 just from the meat and protein shakes. Fat, like I said, I don't even worry about it. And that works for me. Like I said, it works really well. I stay lean all year and I really don't have to put any thought into it. It kind of just runs on autopilot. You do those things. The one thing I can tell you is keto is much easier to mess up because one, they eat a lot of vegetables. I'm not really anti-vegetable like some of the carnivore community is kind of adamantly against the vegetables. I'm not really falling to that camp. I don't eat them just one sheer laziness, honestly. I don't like cooking them. It's just a pain and never was really a big fan of them anyway. So I don't personally eat them, but so that can sneak in there, and sometimes people will use oils that they shouldn't and maybe overindulge on the vegetables. And one of the things that I was guilty of was these keto things in the grocery store. Keto breads, keto pastas, keto protein bars, there's keto desserts, you name it, there's keto everything. It's all garbage. I found out from firsthand experience. I got a glucose monitor and I'll do some videos on that, and I'll do my blood sugar before and after, and I'll eat some of these things and show you just what the impact actually is. I was big on this keto bread they had at Sprouts. It tastes amazing because it's filled with garbage. It's filled with things to give it consistency and the taste of bread, these fillers and starches, and that actually spike your glucose just as much as regular bread. So my advice, like I said, keep it simple. Some vegetables if you want to have them, sure. Other than that, meat, fish, eggs, some cheese. I don't do milk. I do, like I said, heavy cream. There's 0 carbs in heavy cream. Tiny bit of carbs and cheese, and I don't even have that a couple times a week. So that's the simplest way to get you started. Like I said, don't go down the rabbit hole of, well, I want a keto dessert. It says keto on the box, so therefore it's got to be good. It says it right there. No, chances are 90% of the time it's going to be absolute garbage. Stay away from it. And what I tell everybody is this, like people that I've trained and people that I've helped diet, give it 30 days. You could do anything for 30 days. Give yourself 30 days and say, I'm going to do nothing but meat only diet for 30 days and watch what happens. I guarantee, I put one guy on it. He didn't even have a lot of weight to lose, honestly. He had a little bit of a dad bod kind of build, but not overweight by any stretch of the imagination, just a tiny belly. And in 2 weeks, he lost 12 pounds. Some of the initial weight is water weight because when you go on no carb, you typically shed a bunch of water. So some of that 12 pounds or a decent bit of that first initial weight that you lose is water weight. But nonetheless, after 2 weeks, he came to me in the gym and said, I feel absolutely amazing. My mental clarity is the best it's ever been. I'm not tired during the daytime. He said, every day in the afternoon, he said, after lunch, I felt like I literally wanted to take a nap in my office. He said, that is gone because when I'm eating less, I'm not full and stuffed. My blood sugar's not spiking up and down. I don't feel like garbage. I don't feel like I want to take a nap. I'm getting better workouts. He said, I lost 12 pounds and it's only been 2 weeks. And he was 100% sold, and that's just one of tons and tons of people that I've helped out with dieting, nutrition, stuff like that. But like I said, give yourself 30 days. 30 days. Commit to 30 days and watch what happens, and I guarantee you'll be pleased with the results. And like I said, try to stay away from those pitfalls, and I'll delve more down into the weeds on all that kind of in-depth data, research, and like I said, do some blood glucose experiments later so you could see it for yourself firsthand. All right, hope that helps. Helps get you started. 30 days. All right, see you.